Hi, my name is Turtle Run, or at least my online username is Turtle Run, or Turtle Run 2412, and this is going to be my submission to Summer Games Done Quick 2021 of Ori and the Blind Forest Definitive Edition, all skills, no out of bounds, or teleport anywhere. I think we're going to shooting for 45 minutes as an estimate, so if I get over this here, you'll know I am a liar and an idiot. But anyways, without any further ado, I'll try to explain as much as I can. If I ever just shut up, that's because I'm doing something that's hard, and probably because I died right beforehand. So if I ever shut up, I'm sorry. I just needed to concentrate on the trick a little bit. So we're going to choose normal difficulty. That's a pretty standard difficulty for all Ori tricks, because sometimes we need to die, as you'll see. Anyway, without further ado, 3, 2, 1, go. Ooh. So this is Ori and the Blind Forest, which is a Metroidvania with just gorgeous visuals, created by Moon Studios for Microsoft. Or it's mostly indie, but I don't know, it's an interesting arrangement, and I do enjoy Moon Studios and the work that they've produced, which is the Ori games. In this category that we're playing is all skills, no out of bounds, or teleport anywhere. And that means before we beat the game, I will have to get all 10 skills scattered throughout the map without going out of bounds or without teleporting anywhere. So this category still has some glitches and some sequence breaks, which are fun, but it doesn't have any of the major stuff that just completely breaks the game in half. Like teleporting anywhere, which you can use to just warp to the end credits, basically. Or out of bounds, which is, I mean, if you've seen out of bounds runs of any game before, you know how easily broken out of bounds categories can get. So we will be staying in bounds, we'll only be using the teleports as they are intended, but otherwise, pretty much anything is fair game. And so there will be a couple of major sequence breaks that I'll point out as they happen. But for now, something that you might notice is that my UI is off. There's a very good reason for that, and it's because it skips dialogue. This little light orb that's following us, its name is Sign, and it likes to talk. Sign is very talkative, and we don't want to waste time listening to Sign. So we turn off our UI, which disables all dialogue from Sign, which is very, very nice. It means you won't be able to see my health or energy, but I also won't be able to see my health or energy. I just kind of have to memorize what I'm at right now. So right now I'm at 2 health out of 3. And that's just going to be a running theme throughout the game. So now I'm at 1 health, which is perfect, because I'm about to set up a trick called the Ghost Door, which I'm doing now. Oh, I had 2 health. I don't know where I got an extra from. That's fine. So what a Ghost Door is an animation, or the doors in this game have animations that are really slow in order to open them. Thank you for jumping a little bit. And so we don't want to watch those animations because they're very slow, even though we need to watch them to get past the door. So what we do is we save right in front of the door, and then we die. And saving and dying, or saving and reloading the game through the menu, in this game, skips a lot of animations as well as a lot of cutscenes, which is something you'll see later. So by saving and then going into the water and dying, we skip the animation of the door opening and get to go through it for free. And so here we're coming up to the first tree of the run, which is wall jump. It's a wall jump. If you've played a platformer before, you most likely know what a wall jump is. It's the first skill that you get in this game, vanilla as well, and it's very, very self-explanatory. But another thing that we're going to get right after this tree is another energy cell. You saw me get one within the first couple seconds of the game, as well as a health cell earlier on. So we start in this game with 3 health, and we're going to get another 3 for a total of 6. You start with 0 energy, and we're going to get 5 for a total of 5. And those will both come in handy, those specific numbers, later on in the run. This 2 energy, though, or this second energy cell that we get, is very important for the early game, and I'll explain exactly why in a little bit when it comes up. For now, this is a nice break to just donations or whatever, and I can just focus on running the game quickly, very fast. I got a lot of energy there. Okay, so this is something that is going to be important to know throughout the run. What I'm doing right now is called a Save Anywhere. It's when you open this menu, move over to this little icon with the number in it, and then hit Proceed and Cancel at the same time. What that does is it lets me play the game with the menu open. And the reason why that's useful, because it doesn't look very useful, the menu is kind of big and blurry and it shuts out a lot of the screen, is if you level up a skill from that menu, the game will automatically save no matter where you are. So in areas where we can't place down a save icon, we can open up a Save Anywhere, and we can move into that area with the menu open, which lets us save anywhere. That's what the trick is named after. And so by doing that, we can save right in that specific location to skip a cutscene. And it's a pretty long cutscene too. Blackroot has a lot of long cutscenes, and is generally pretty slow. As you'll see, we have to carry this orb around on a bunch of slowly moving platforms. We have to dodge lasers. We can't really wall jump while we're carrying this. You can't use any abilities when you're carrying this little orb, actually, which is very unfortunate. And so the reason that we're doing this very slow area first, well, first off, we need to for all skills. There is a skill here. But that skill is Dash. And if you couldn't tell by the name being Dash, Dash lets you move very quickly. Oh, don't you dare try and snipe me. Oh my god, he did. You jerk. Okay, I am just losing a bunch of time now, but that's fine. It lets me explain Dash. So Dash, first off, lets you get a burst of speed when you're on the ground. And a dash. Pretty self-explanatory. But another thing you can do while dashing on the ground is if you dash, then let go of all directional inputs, and then jump, you'll get something called a dash glide, which preserves the dash speed in the air. Which dash gliding lets you cross gaps that you wouldn't otherwise be able to. Don't you dare snipe me. Oh my god. My level enter, my experience points are looking good. And so you'll see dash gliding pretty much as soon as I get dash, I'll dash glide over a gap. Usually you wouldn't be able to move that fast in the air by just holding left or right. But by dash gliding, you preserve the dash speed. Dash is also really helpful for a lot of glitches later on in the run. Unfortunately, we will need to level up some skills in order to use those glitches, so you don't see them right away. But I will point out when we get air dash and charge dash that we are going to see a lot of crazy fun stuff from that point on. So here we're setting up another save anywhere so we can skip some cutscene. Wait for the statue base to start moving. It has moved. Right. And so we're skipping a couple of cutscenes at a time by doing this. And now we get our second tree dash. Which, yeah, very fast, very good. There's a dash glide. 3, 4, 5. There's another one. Oh, you almost pushed me off the cliff, you jerk. That slime was very rude today. You should probably give him a name. Speaking of names for enemies, The next trick that we're going to do is the first major sequence break of the game. It's called Frunky Walk. And the Frunky's name is Billy. That's why I bring the name thing up. Say hi to Billy, everyone. Hi, Billy. So what you're supposed to do at this point in the game is go across the north side of the map. In a big, long area, you need to get Charge Flame. You need to... Hello, Billy, please follow me. Billy. Billy. Thank you. Billy can be a little bit stubborn sometimes, but... There we go. Jeez Louise. Billy, don't give me a heart attack today, please. But instead, we can go through this 4 energy door. Now, how can we go through the 4 energy door if we only have 2 energy? And that's where Billy comes in. That's why we walk Billy all the way over here. If you level up in this game, your health and energy get fully refilled. So, we put 2 energy in the door, we kill Billy, and we use Spirit Magnet, one of the abilities, to pick up the EXP that he drops. And by doing that, we get 2 more energy, and suddenly we can unlock the 4 energy door, letting us go into Grotto early, which is very fast, and it skips Charge Flame. Now, since this is all skills, we do need to go back for Charge Flame later, but it's on the way. It's like directly on the path to the next thing that we need to get after Stomp. So we would walk by it anyway. It helps to get it later instead of now. What's my health at? I'm at 2. Perfect. That is perfect. We're doing another ghost door here. Beautiful. Oh, I hate that pool of water. Oh my, that slime double sniped me. I have never seen that happen before. Goodness gravy. What a jerk. And then the frog got me. Oh boy, I'm gonna stop talking for a sec. Hey, there we go. All right. So we're gonna do another save anywhere to skip this tree cutscene and. Oh, I almost barely made it over. But I didn't. It's fine. That skill that we leveled up does heal me now every time I save. So, dropping a save right here will heal me. And so that was our 3rd tree, which you'll see me using all the time now, because it is my personal favorite skill in this run. Double Jump, or it's my personal favorite skill in the game, mostly because of the randomizer, actually. Double Jump, as is pretty self-explanatory, lets you double jump. So now that you have double jump in the game... Oh, I was close. Yeah, I'm going to focus here for a sec, sorry. There we go. That's called Grotto Skip. Usually you're supposed to go on a long side track in order to get up there that has a lot of cutscenes, a lot of spikes. It's really slow, and we don't want to do it. But there's a slight portion of the wall that you can manage to double jump off of. Hello, double jump, please. And by double jumping right in that precise location, you can just kind of get up here without having to do any of that slow area, which is really nice. And this area also normally has a rock slide, but skipping the cutscene means the rock slide doesn't trigger. And we can just get through this area lickety-split. Easy peasy. And so right here we're going to grab the water vein from Gumo, who's one of the main characters in this game. We barely see him at all. Ow, okay. I'm taking all sorts of damage that I didn't intend, but it's fine. We're doing good. So now that we have the Water Vein, our next job is to go through the Ginso Tree, which, if you played this game, the Ginso Tree is likely your favorite area. It's a great area that really emphasizes everything you... Jeez Louise, I'm taking so much unnecessary damage. It's a little bit unfortunate. Hey, this is... I'm doing this as like a one take on purpose, because... Oh, there's a death. You never know what'll happen in a GDQ. So I should probably show that I'm prepared for basically anything that comes my way, save for like the game just crashing for no reason, which does happen sometimes. Usually at the very beginning of the game. So once you're this far in, it's like 99% chance that you're going to complete the run, which is good. But Ginso Tree is just this big gauntlet of like, it's pretty tough, but it's fairly... Oh, come on. I am not looking good on health right now. There we go. We're going to unlock both these teleporters that you saw me using earlier and this one for later. But Ginso Tree is a pretty fair challenge of your skills up to this point. And it gives you Bash, which if you played this game casually is also probably your favorite ability. And Bash is broken for us as speedrunners too. So we'll explain a little bit more about Bash once we get it. But for now, we're just going to head on in, skipping a cutscene, and getting into the Ginso Tree. Heck yeah. Actually, I shouldn't say heck yeah, because as I'm about to explain, well, the Ginso Tree is very fun casually. In my opinion, at least, it is probably one of the hardest areas to pull off smoothly in a speedrun. It's probably one of the areas that I practice most, and will probably remain that way aside from like Sorrow Pass. This room is supposed to have a puzzle where you move both of these two redirectors into specific positions to move this little fireball thing across the room. But if you're fast, and hey, we're speedrunners, so we're fast, you can just push this one redirector into the teleporter and bring it all the way over here. What's my health? 4? Alright, that's fine. Mini-boss, which means a lot of time for donations. What's my health at? 3? Perfect. I'm actually not going to save here. Specifically because I want 3 health for a trick later. This is what I want 3 health for. If you just run up to the side of that plant with 3 health, you'll just perfectly make it through. Or 4 health, but we're going to go store here. And we're going to go get our 4th tree. I say 4th, it's meant to be the 5th in the game, which is why I'm a little bit confused myself. And it's the 5th on the rando tracker. But in all skills, it is the 4th tree, Bash. So what Bash does, if you didn't play this game casually, is it moves Ori, or Ori can use it on any enemy or projectile in the game. Save like a couple of like the big late game enemies. Elementals are jerks. You can use it on their projectiles, just not them. But what it does is it moves Ori in any direction and the enemy or projectile in the opposite direction. So you can first off use Bash to move Ori in any direction from any projectile or enemy in the game. Oh god. Ooh, we saved it. Alright. You can also use it to move projectiles to set up cool tricks. And you just saw me die there. That was intentional, actually. That sets up, or that was the setup for a key dupe. So you'll see these keystones that I just got have already spawned, but once I show you Alt U in a sec, you'll see that I have you'll see that I have 3 extra even after turning in all 4 of the keystones. I have 3 keystones up here now, which, if you were counting, was more than I got. That's because if you put keystones in a door and then die very, very close to the door, the game sometimes, if you saved far enough away from the door, the game decides that you didn't actually use those keystones and that you still have them. So we save very far down the tree, put 3 keystones in, and then die. And the game keeps those 3 keystones, meaning that we can use them anywhere in the game that you need a keystone without having to grab the keystones that are in that area. And so those 3 keystones that we get will be used in Sorrow. I might not have gotten it. If I didn't, I'm going to have to do it again quickly. Yep, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I took the damage. It's totally alright. This is Ringo, by the way. Ringo is going to let us get into Swamp. Because if you noticed, we didn't exactly finish the Ginzo trade. Ringo, please break the floor. Thank you, Ringo. But what we can do to get in instead, because we don't have any way to break these floors ourselves. However, enemy projectiles break stompable floors. So what we do is we use Ringo. We bring him all the way over to those floors, and we specifically manipulate his projectiles so that he will break the floors for us. And by doing that, we can get into this area of swamp, of Thornfelt Swamp, without needing to finish the top of the Ginso tree. Which, unfortunately for any casual players of this game, means we don't do the really fun-looking escape. But for any speedrunners, that's great, because we don't do the really hard and really slow escape. Maybe not really hard, but it's really slow. So we don't want to do that. Instead, we're just going to use Ringo to bust into this area and get our 5th tree, which is Stomp. We're halfway there through the skills of the game. Stomp lets us fall very fast, as well as break those floors that we usually need Ringo or another enemy to break, or that we, in the speedrun, use Ringo or another enemy to break. Okay. The Rhino didn't attack me, that's good. We're going to use Ringo one more time, so if you missed Ringo, hey, you get to see him again. And if you're like me and you hate Ringo, you get to see him again. There are a couple of named enemies in this game, and enemies that get named usually get named for a reason, and it's because they're very good at ending runs. Ringo is very, 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 very good at ending runs. Ringo is the run killer. There's a possible cutscene skip there, but it's really hard and I'm bad at it. So this cutscene doesn't lose a lot of time anyways. And it gives me a nice little break to just kind of relax before, well... You'll notice that that wall, which you're supposed to break with Charge Flame, I just broke with Stomp. Walls that are breakable for whatever reason, if you're on the right side of them, can be broken with Stomp. So we use that to get backwards through this area. And now we get to our 6th tree, which is Charge Flame. It's fine that I took that damage. Okay, I made it up here. I almost didn't. That was close. Right, that is one of the longest cutscenes in the game, which is why I waited just a little bit longer, so I could hear a sound cue. That means I know I'm skipping the game. Or, that means I know I'm skipping the cutscene. That is a very long cutscene, and it is, we're not watching it. So what we leveled up there, in doing that cutscene, is Air Dash, which you see me using already. Because it's a great way to move in the air. Instead of having to bash something, we can now Air Dash anywhere. You can also Dash Glide out of an Air Dash, using Double Jump. So yeah, oh come on. That frog is a jerk. Most frogs in this game are jerks. Only Billy is like a good frog. The one that we did Funky Walk with at the very beginning of the run. Maybe not the very beginning, but it was pretty close to the beginning. Okay, so this is Valley. Valley has a lot to do in it, so I'm already gonna maybe start explaining the next trick. What you're intended to do in this area is watch a small cutscene and then go and stomp. Make sure I get this correctly. You're supposed to go left from here, watch a small cutscene, and make sure you stomp a certain boulder. But that's slow, especially the cutscene part, so we're not going to do it. What we're going to do instead is go bash a spider shot at a very particular angle. I didn't get it. Alright. You bash a spider shot at a very particular angle. And then you have to move away from the spider shot so that it can clip through. I'm not going to trust that one. That's too high. So that I can clip through a rock. You have to move away so that the rock despawns. And from there, the spider shot, just like Ringo's projectile earlier... Oh, I might not have gotten the cell. I don't think I did. Ooh, where's the nearest backup cell? I might just have to watch a cutscene. Which is fine. Cutscene percent. That's what's going on now. Yeah, so... The spider shot breaks the stomp barrier that we are supposed to break ourselves, which means we never have to go over there and watch the cutscene, which is why this trick called Fast Stompless is fast. So I did miss the ability cell, which means I don't use him anymore. I use this frog. That frog has been mean to me one too many times. So what we leveled up there, hey look, there's a rocket jump, is an ability called Charge Dash. And Charge Dash is very broken. As you just saw, if you jump and Charge Dash on the same frame, then, well, what you just saw happens, and you just rocket upwards. Dang it. Okay, this trick is called Sorrow Bash, and it's probably the hardest thing to learn in the All Skills run. This is a major sequence break. We are not supposed to be here yet. Dang it. As well as these spikes insta-kill us. Everything in Sorrow Pass that's a spike insta-kills when you only have 4 health, because they only 4 damage. That might be a little low. Dang it. So what we're doing here is using a series of jumps and bashes to manipulate one of these owls to follow us. That might also be a little low. Dang it. This bird just does not want to go high enough. To manipulate one of these owls into following us into this spike area, which we will then use. That's definitely gonna work. And use that skill, which is called a Charge Bash. Basically, it's charge dashing into an enemy and then immediately bashing, which lets you save. Am I out of energy? Why can't I save? Hello. There we go. That was interesting. Oop, too high. But doing that lets us sequence break and we can skip getting the wind unlocked. Which, getting the wind unlocked requires going through an area called Forlorn Ruins, which is very long, very slow, requires some more orb carrying puzzles like you saw in Blackroot. It's just something we don't want to do. So, by doing that Sorrow Bash trick, we can skip going through Forlorn, and instead, why is my... Oh, I am out of energy. Alright. Huh, I didn't realize. That just means we can skip a words. How do I words? We skip a ghost door, because I ran out of energy early. Like I said, energy management is kind of hard when you can't see your UI. As well as, shoot, I'm going to have to watch this cutscene too. This is going to be a pretty bad split. And we also get that skill, our 8... Ooh, that was a bad death. We get our 8th skill, Charge Jump, early. This is normally supposed to be the last skill that you get in the game, and which means it is very powerful. Oh my god. I'm going to shut up for... No, I'm going to finish this sentence. Which means it's very powerful to have. It does a lot of damage, and can get you and can gain you height very fast. I'm going to actually shut up now. Oh my god. Like I said earlier, every spike in this area does 4 damage, and right now we have 4 health. So... Okay, there we go. Jeez. This is a skill called Terra Break. Because it was found by someone with the username of, like, Terra. I can't see. There we go, I can hear. So what that was is we use a save anywhere to save... I'm not going to be able to skip this cutscene, unfortunately, so we're going to have to watch it, which means we can at least watch Ori flutter up. Is that... Oh my god, what was I saying? Sorry about this. I'm getting nervous and forgetting things. We save anywhere when we're on a breakable ceiling. Normally you're supposed to actually use it as a breakable floor. You're supposed to come down from above and break it using Stomp. But this cutscene isn't skippable either, which is weird. Some of the cutscenes have a skip cutscene, like the beginning cutscene. Some, like this, don't. So hey, we get to see Blueberry Mom early. And we get to see Gumo again. Aw, these guys are our friends. I love these characters. But by save anywhering, when we're on that ceiling, we can then charge jump and die to spikes. For some reason, this preserves charge jump's upwards momentum, as well as its ability to break floors. So, since we saved right under that floor, we break it when we die to a charge jump. And that way we can skip going a decently long way around. And we can just go straight up to the Sunstone, which is what we need to unlock the final area of the game, Mount Horu, which, hey, you can see it erupting in the distance. Gumo is pointing at it very helpfully. Usually we wouldn't see this cutscene at all, but I was a little bit slow and couldn't grab the ability cell when I was doing fast Stompless. So we get to watch the cutscene. Like I said, totally fine. Cutscenes are long and slow, but save, please, thank you. Now we're going on to what is, if you know this game, if you speedrun this game at least, what is probably your favorite area, Misty Woods. By the time we get to Misty Woods, we have pretty much all of the fast movement skills, and it lets us do some crazy fun tricks to go super fast, like that. That's an anchor kick, and is personally my favorite movement in the game. What it is it's a... It's a rocket jump, but it's in the downward direction instead of upwards. Like, that's a rocket jump, normally. But an anchor kick just goes downwards, and by doing downwards, it's just more fast and more fun, and I very much enjoy anchor kicking. Yeah, Misty Woods is an area that kind of perplexes you. Every time you get to a certain point, the area shifts around and like changes orientation, and things move, and it's very spooky. But as speedrunners, we know exactly where we're going, and with the amount of skills that we have at this point, we can just bash and dash and charge bash off of everything in the area in a very, very fast manner. Like that. And this. These spikes also only do 3 damage instead of 4, so if I were to do something stupid, I would survive. Conveniently for me, though, I managed to, not take a single damage while going through this area very quickly, which feels awesome, even if I had to just watch a big, long cutscene ahead of time. Usually that cutscene is skippable, but again, for the sake of anything could go wrong in a GDQ run, I'm just going to do one take of... Ow, hey, don't hit me, please, thank you. Oh boy, that was interesting. Alright, there's a save. That was not what was supposed to happen there. I don't know what did. Yeah, charge jump is a skill that we are actually not supposed to have. Coming here in a vanilla playthrough, or in a casual playthrough, so it kind of breaks open this area quite a bit. So you're about to see a mini-boss, and hopefully you shouldn't really see the mini-boss. Come on, you guys. And there's the mini-boss. There's the level up, alright. Yeah, like, charge jump does a lot of damage because it's an endgame skill, and we're not supposed to have it. So they didn't intend for you to finish off the bosses by just charge jumping and then charge dashing into them, followed by a stomp. Finish them off. There are a lot of different strategies for finishing off that boss, and they all have really fun names like Bang Pow, Zoom Zoom Bang. The community who named these is just please. So now we have, that was our 9th tree that we got in the middle of Misty Woods called Climb, which means we're now going to our 10th and final tree, Grenade. Grenade is really, really fun. If you play this game in rando, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Unfortunately, we don't get it until the very end of this run because it's kind of slow to get to. So we don't get to see all of the fun things that it does. But I'll show off what I can. Mainly grenade jumps. What we're doing here is we save while we're pulling that lever, and it keeps this little stone pillar over here opening, even while we're not pulling the lever. Usually you let go of the lever and the pillar starts to lower again. Oof, I ran into a wall there. Up! Ooh, boy. I don't know what's going on anymore. Let me open this menu, please. I don't know why I couldn't open the menu there. That was a little bit weird. The same thing happened in my practice run right before this, actually, so I'll have to maybe look into that. But this is our final tree, Grenade. And with that, we now have all of our trees, and what we can do is blitz right to the end of the game. Because we have all skills. We haven't gone out of bounds, and we haven't teleported anywhere. I would say this is just about time to finish the game. And that's the last teleport we're going to do. That's why we had to save on that lever earlier, because it opens a door that blocks a path to this teleporter. Which now that we've gotten the teleporter, we don't need to use any more throughout the run. It is just a blitz to the end. Ow, please don't hurt me. And this is the final health cell pickup. So now we do have 6 health, which means I will be able to damage boost through the final area of the game without any worries. I'm going to kill this enemy mostly just to show something off. I know this isn't going to be a PB or anything, so I can do it. Because this is why grenades are so fun. Okay, I went a little too high there, but what that was a grenade jump. When you use a grenade 1 frame before you do a charge jump off of a wall, the game kind of forgets to check your momentum, and so you just fly across the screen. It is incredibly fun to do these all over the place in randos when you get grenade early. I'll explain this after I do it. So. Hey, first try. Awesome. That's called a door warp. Every area in this game has a location that is marked like in the coordinate system as 0, 0. And if you enter a door on the first frame that it loads into the game, instead of being warped to where the door intends you to go, you get warped to 0, 0. For most areas in the game, this isn't all that useful. But in Horu Mountain, the final area of the game, 0, 0 is actually like the very end of the entire game. And so we just got warped to the final boss, the final escape sequence, from the entrance of the dungeon. We didn't have to do any of the dungeon at all, and it's such a great skip. And all that's left is this final escape. This is the water that we needed to get all the health for, damage boost, because we never beat Ginso Tree, if you would remember, so we never actually cleared the water. This is the last grenade jump of the run. It saves about 40 seconds to get, so if I don't get it, I'm going to try multiple times until I do. There we go. So all I need to do now is hold right to finish the run. I'll call out time when it happens, but that is it for Ori and the Blind Skills. Ori, wow, words. Ori in the Blind Forest, all skills, no out of bounds or teleport anywhere. Like I said, the prediction estimate time is about 45 minutes. My PB, as you can see on the little side, is a 39.50. My summer best is way better than that, but I just can't get a consistent run, usually with Sorrow. Sorrow is the area that I practice the most. Time is coming up in 3, 2, 1, now. Time is when you pass the second foreground tree is Naru. But yeah, that's Ori and the Blind Forest All Skills. It's a great beginner category to this game because it uses some glitches, like the rocket jumps and the charge badges that you saw pretty much all throughout the second half of the run. It has some great sequence breaks, but it also doesn't do anything too crazy, like out of bounds or teleport anywhere. It's very beginner friendly. You pretty much have to learn Frankie Walk, Sorrow Bash, and then you have to not die to Ringo. But to get a sub-hour time is something that I believe most speedrunners could do. And even if you don't want to speedrun this game, I highly recommend picking it up. It is my favorite game of all time. It's just great. Just look at this. It's so gorgeous. Every single frame of this game could have a screenshot taken of it, and it would be like worthy of an art gallery, in my opinion. It's so good. And not just the art. Like, the game mechanics, Bash is so fun to play around with. The movement is so fluid. Bashing, dashing, gliding. It's a joy to play this game, and I would highly recommend it. But that is all I have for now. So thank you for watching, and I am Turtle Run, and I'll see you. Maybe I won't see you. Maybe I will. Who knows? Not me. You know, I guess. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I'm going to need to take a drink because I've just been talking for the past like 45 minutes. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.